Welcome to the series on advertising and sales promotion. Today we are going to study the impact of advertising on society. In this we will basically cover the advertising impact in terms of positive and negative both. The kind of ethical environment required to promote advertising as an ideal business is essential. So these aspects will be covered in this module. Now according to Bruce, as a profession advertising is young. As a force it is as old as the world. The first four words ever uttered, "Let there be light," constitutes its charter. All nature is vibrant with its impulse. So advertising is a beautiful business carrying genuinely the peoples and the societies together in terms where civilizations grow in a kind of a progressive and a beautiful way. According to Sir Winston, advertising nourishes the consumer power of man. It sets up before man the goal of better home, better clothing, better food for himself and his family. It spurs individual excursion and a kind of a greater production. So advertising is a kind of a force which genuinely promotes people to lead a better kind of a life with better standards. In turn, it gives a dream and a vision to constitute better life with better beauties. There is something as a kind of a quality in advertising business which promotes it in terms to the media. The impact on business is immense. The impact on consuming power is also immense. There is something of a paralytic quality about advertising. It feeds on the organisms of non-commercial culture, the cultures of past and present, ideologies and myths, political and customs, art and architecture, literature and music, and even its religion. For example, women are commodified to sell everything from cars to cologne. Advertising pimps up the products. So it is essential that advertising as a kind of a force promotes business, it carries products, it carries societies together. The kind of demand which is created in the market is generated by the beautiful force of advertising. According to Calvin, mass demand has been created almost entirely through the development of advertising. Now it is a beautiful business where you extend the societal growth in terms of economic and social aspects also. The kind of growth related to product, related to consumer items and to business has been genuinely catalyzed by the force of advertising. According to Michael, expensive, well-educated and familiar ads convince the investors. As nothing in the black and white tables of the assets and the debits can, the company is important and prosperous. So the assets and the debits of the company in terms where you reflect the kind of the balance sheets or the kind of the table and the structures cannot attract people, but it is the beautiful advertising and the sophisticated advertising which incurs a kind of a faith in the minds of the consumers to invest money. Advertising is a faith building business. It is a kind of a business where trust is created. A kind of bond is created between the consumers and the production houses. According to Mark Twain, many a small thing has been made large by the right kind of advertising. So a small idea can be promoted and can become a revolution if right advertising is genuinely supporting these ideas. Ideas are important in terms to create businesses and to create enterprises. Small things have been converted into big empires, generating employment for millions of people. This is the power and the force of advertising. Now let's study the kind of the regulations related to advertising impacting the society. The basic regulations impacting the society in terms of advertising relate to trademark and to copyright. The basic approach that it is a commercial kind of a business where commercial speech is important and only truthful commercial speech will be sold in the market. It has to be lawful and it has to be legal in order to protect the products and brands and ideas. The regulation is important in terms because it is supported by the kind of the basic truth associated. Deceptive advertising is not accepted by society, and any false claim genuinely conveyed by advertising will be rejected by society. We have the remedies for the deception and unfair advertising where genuinely the kind of the bodies are there and the kind of the regulating agencies are there, where we have the kind of courts also who redress these kinds of basic issues and unfair issues related to advertising. In any case, media is important, and genuinely it is not the media that is wanting advertising, but it is advertising who is wanting media. So this power of advertising which is promoting the business of media impacts the society in a way where change becomes important. Now the media attempts to regulate advertising by screening and rejecting the kinds of ads. So it is accepting only those ads which is creating a kind of a positive impact on the society. The kind of the basic amendment which is related to the kind of the publications in terms is related to the Media Act, where the media can refuse to publish any advertisement which is not in accordance to their reputation. The Advertising Review Council designed the standards and guidelines used by the major television networks. So we have a set of guidelines where we regulate the force of advertising impacting the society. But in any case, advertising is a kind of a self-disciplined kind of a business where you have to decide the kinds of norms and issues related. The power of genuinely taking the ads to the society cannot be legal in terms. If it is legal, genuinely it has to follow certain kinds of norms, because the legal issues cannot cover everything related to values and issues of the societies. So it has to be self-regulated in order to promote the society in terms where the force has to create a kind of a genuine feeling of acceptance. The kind of the basic elements related to the advertising is associated to the kind of the regulations impacted from inside and outside agencies also. These agencies do promote a kind of advertising ethics.